girl with a body, with a mad anybody. You me need a people type from a team.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a story time video, and this is the story that took place last year while working at McDonald's, and it involves my female manager fighting a male customer, like physical fighting, throwing punches and everything, and the night ended in somebody being shot. If you want to hear more about the story, again, like build up to the story, like background information, and then I'm going to tell the actual story. So I currently live in Toronto, but the school that I go to is in Ottawa. So the McDonald's that I worked at the time that this happened was in Ottawa. And I'm not going to say where the McDonald's is located, but if you're familiar with Ottawa, then you probably know which McDonald's I'm talking about, because it's one of the most, if not the most, ratchetest McDonald's in Ottawa. And there's been a lot of stories about this McDonald's on the news, so if you search it up, I'm pretty sure you're gonna find it, guys. So basically, my main position was cashier, but I did other stuff in the front too, like drinks and fries and stuff like that, but I was mainly a cashier. And this McDonald's, they really only had one cashier on at a time, even if it was really busy. It would take like a bunch of people for them to put on 2 cashiers, but they really only wanted to keep one cashier on, and then everybody would do something differently. So basically, I was always the first choice to be on cashier. So I was on cashier, and at the beginning of me working there, I started on overnight shift. So like, for example, if I was working today, I would start at 11 p.m. and I wouldn't come off work until 7 a.m. the next morning. And basically around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning is when it gets really packed, and most of the people that come in are people that are like drunk from coming from parties, or they're on some type of drugs or something like that. So now that I got the background information out of the way, I'm gonna start telling the actual story. On this specific day, I was working overnight shift again, and I was on cash. And it was around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I remember this because it got really full, and that was the only time that it got really full on overnight shift anyways. So I was working on cash, and where in our McDonald's there's the cashiers, and then there's the kiosk, and at the kiosk you can place your order. And after you place your order, you have 2 options. You could either bring your receipt to the cashier and pay there, or you can pay at the actual kiosk with a credit card. So I was there taking orders, and people were also on the kiosk. And this guy came in, this tall guy, he was huge. This tall guy came in, and he passed the cashier, and he passed the kiosk, and he went straight to the part where you pick up your food. And he was like shoving his phone into my coworker's face, and he was like, "This is my order right here, this is my order right here, why don't I have my phone?" And my coworker was like, "Let me see your order." And he was looking at his phone, and he was like, "This isn't an order or a receipt, this is just your text messages." And the guy, he just kept saying, "This is my order right here, this is my order right here." He was like, "Put on phone, this is my order right here, this is my order right here. Look at him." He was pushing his phone in my coworker's face, and my coworker was just looking at him like he can tell that he's drunk or he's intoxicated from something, and he's not in his right state of mind. So my coworker started to ignore him, and he came back over to the cash. He went in front of the whole line. He came over to me, and he grabbed my cashier, like my cash register, not my cashier. He grabbed my cash register off of the counter and was lifting it up in the air. So he did that, and like out of like reflex, I grabbed it and was like putting it back on the counter. So then after, everybody started screaming and stuff because he started yelling. Everybody was yelling back at him. So then after, my manager, one of the managers, let's call her Mama J. And Mama J, keep in mind that Mama J is short. She looked like she was like 5'3" or something. And the guy looked like he was like 6'7" or something like that. So that's a pretty big height difference. That's gonna be crucial to the story later on. So yeah, Mama J came out, and she was like, "What's going on out here?" Because she heard everybody yelling and stuff. And she went to confront the guy, because like she's short and stuff, but she has a mouth on her, and she's not afraid to get confrontational with either other employees or customers or anyone. So she first she was around the counter where all the other employees were, and she was like, okay, well, we can tell that you're drunk and we're not going to serve you anything. Even if you order, we're not going to serve you anything, so you need to get out of here. And then like he started yelling and stuff, and then he tried to grab the register again. And then after he dropped it, because she grabbed it back from him, so he dropped it on the counter, and then he went to lunge over the counter at her, and I moved out of the way because I was standing here and like she was standing right beside me, and we're both looking at the guy right there. So I moved out the way this way. She was standing here. I moved out the way this way, and she pushed him like this, but it didn't really like affect him because of like how big he was. So it was just like this, like it didn't really do anything. And then after she went around the counter to him, and she was like she wanted to fight him. So basically she pushed him, she was pushing him, and then after he was pushing her back, and then after she grabbed his neck like this, and she wheeled back her hand like she was gonna punch him. And all the other employees were like, Mama J, no, Mama J, no, because if she had followed through with the punch and actually punched the customer, she would have got in so much trouble, if not lost her job. So then after they're fighting, throwing punches and stuff, and they both ended up on the floor, and they were there rolling around on the floor fighting and stuff, like tackling each other. And then Mama J stood up, and I could see that all her clothes, her uniform and everything was all ripped up, and her shoes were like broken. They were done. Her shoes were busted, like she couldn't wear those anymore. And the guy, he had like a little rip in his shirt on the side, like she didn't do anything to him. She looked like, her clothes looked like she was attacked by a tiger, like all ripped up and everything. And then after, the customers started getting into the fight, and they were like, you can't be acting like this, and you're drunk and you need to go home and stuff like that. And after, he started turning on the customers, and then he grabbed the ice cream cone out of one of the customers' arm, out of their hand. And Mama J, they started fighting again. Mama J pushed him, and all the other customers pushed him at the same time. So he ended up falling, and he hit his head side on the floor. He had like a pretty big fall, and it looked like he fell in his ice cream cone. So there was like blood and ice cream running down his side of his face and it was like a puddle on the floor and stuff. And he just kept yelling, I want my food, this is my order, this is my order. And like he was just yelling that throughout the whole time, throughout the whole fight. This is my order, this is my order. And then after, the other customers, they really started to get in at this point. There was like about 4 or 5 male customers, and they were trying to hold him back, and they were struggling to hold him back. I don't know how he was so strong, but 4 guys are struggling to hold this one man back. And they were there, and they continued fighting, and we had called the police from the moment the fight actually started. But I don't know why every time we called the police at this location, they took a while to come. I think it's because we had to call them so often for different occasions, like different things. Like so many things happened at this specific McDonald's. So anyways, the guy, he ended up leaving through the front entrance. There was a front entrance and a back entrance of the McDonald's. He ended up leaving through the front entrance of the McDonald's, and then we thought that it was over. So Mama J went back into the manager's office, but when we looked, we saw him coming back into McDonald's from the back entrance, and he was like, this is my order, where is my food? And he didn't even have his phone, so he was just yelling, this is my order, where is my food? Why don't I have my food yet? So then after 4 guys, they just escorted him. They didn't fight him or anything. They just escorted him out to the front entrance. And then after, the police finally came, and he was like, oh yeah, we're here for this and this and this, whatever, because you guys called. And we're like, the guy left, they brought him through the front entrance. He might be at the bus stop. And they went out there and they said he didn't see him. So anyways, that kind of died down and stuff, and it kind of cooled down. And it was near the end of my shift, and one of the managers told me to go do lobby. If you don't know what lobby is, it's basically when you go and you clean the restaurant. So you just like wipe down counters and sweep floors or whatever. So I was doing lobby, and then this guy came up to me. He was like, oh, don't go out the back entrance, don't go out the back entrance, somebody's dead out there. And like, I didn't really pay him any attention because I thought he was like high off of something or intoxicated or whatever, because there's people, when I would do like cleaning the bathroom, I would find like actual needles inside the bathroom, like people doing drugs in the bathroom. And it was just, this McDonald's was something else. So anyways, I didn't really pay him any mind, but I was sweeping and stuff, and by the time I got down to the back entrance and was sweeping there, I saw like a bunch of flashing lights, and I looked through the window, through the door, and I saw a bunch of police cars. And then later on, I found out that somebody, during the time of the fight inside the McDonald's, somebody had got shot outside the back entrance of the McDonald's. So I'm pretty sure if you guys search up this McDonald's, like if you search any crazy McDonald's audio stories, you guys are gonna find out which McDonald's that I'm talking. The area is a thumbs down. The other employees are a thumbs down. The customers that come in are a thumbs down, and the management staff is a double thumbs down. So overall, I wouldn't recommend that anybody works there. And I also have a lot of other stories about this specific McDonald's. So if you guys are interested in hearing those stories or anything else, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys want to suggest any videos that I should make, please also let me know in the comment below. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Hope you enjoyed the story.
Any point, any girl, many pon many, so we do it when you boss up. If I ever eat up on me, sitting creep up on me, that I pass out.